This is the Anna Gale Lines podcast, where we equip you with the tools and insights to take charge of your life and thrive. And here is your host, life coach and author, Anna Gale Lines.
Welcome to the Anna Gale Lines podcast, the show where we explore the strategies and mindsets that help you achieve your best life on your terms. I'm your host, Anna Gale Lines. Tuesday was my birthday, and as I mentioned in a previous episode, I go away for the week of my birthday to some other city in order to get a fresh perspective. I go there to reflect, regroup, and redesign what I'm going to do for the next year. And when I was reflecting on what I have achieved and what I haven't achieved, and if I'm getting to my goals, I discovered that I have a goal that has been on my list year after year after year. And I thought that I was making progress on it. I thought I was going after that goal. But what I learned through the preparation portion, when I was listening to audiobooks and podcasts on the subject by trusted experts, I realized that I was focusing on the wrong steps. I was focusing my attention on things that really were not going to move the needle on my goal. My goal is to be a successful entrepreneur. My goal is to shine my light and use my gifts and talents to help others while becoming financially free and not dependent on a 9-to-5, or in my case, a 9 to 5:30. I feel like I am meant to do more. I'm meant to do something else. And I'm meant to share my gifts and talents. And being an entrepreneur has been right there in my heart. And it's a goal that I've tried to go after, but I realized that I was focusing on the wrong things. I feel like I am a hamster on a wheel, doing the same thing over and over and over again and not getting any results. But what I learned by putting my nose to the grindstone and preparing, which the preparation period is when you are focusing on research, getting audiobooks on the topic, listening to podcasts on the topic, listening to the leading experts on the topic, and taking what resonates with you. And I have a notebook that says business tips on it. And I write down all the notes from these podcasts and the audio books that I've been listening to. And I realized what I am doing is not what's going to move the needle. So then I regroup and I get to the planning stage. So the preparation stage tells me what steps I need to take. The planning stage is where I figure out how to execute those steps. And then I need to take action on my plan. But many times we have the same goals on our list year after year after year, and we don't move the needle on them. We don't know what the problem is. We enlist people's help, but we don't get an answer. But we need to put our nose to the grindstone and actually prepare, plan, and take action. Today, we're diving into a topic that is absolutely essential for turning dreams into reality, taking action. We've all heard actions speak louder than words, but what does that actually mean? How do we move from ideas and plans to real tangible results? Whether you're looking to start a new project, make a big life change, or simply get more done on your daily to-do list, this episode is packed with insights and practical tips to get you moving. We'll be discussing the importance of setting clear goals, overcoming procrastination, and maintaining momentum, even when the going gets tough. So grab your notebook and get ready to be inspired, because today we're not just talking about making things happen. We're giving you the tools to actually do it. So let's dive in and start taking action. What are some reasons that people don't take action? One is the fear of failure. How many times have you wanted to start a project? You wanted to build a cabinet, or you wanted to start a novel, or you wanted to learn to play a song on the guitar, or you wanted to learn Italian, whatever it is, and you were afraid to even start. How many times has that fear of failure put thoughts into your mind like, you're going to fail. You're going to write this novel and nobody's going to buy it. You're going to play the song on the guitar and you're not going to be as good as Mick Jagger or something. You're going to build this cabinet and it's going to fall down and be wobbly. We have to counteract that fear of failure with what if? What if that cabinet is wobbly? I'll just learn how to fix it. What if nobody buys my novel? It's probably because they don't know about it. So I just learn marketing and learn how to market it to people. What if I don't sound like Mick Jagger? I sound like me. What if I fail and people laugh at me? You're going to survive. And you're going to learn different ways to do what you want to accomplish. You're going to figure out by failing all of the ways that you can't do something, but you are also going to discover ways that you can do it. And then there's lack of confidence. We all have a day one. We're not all going to have a natural talent for things, and even people who have a natural talent have to hone their craft to get better. My first novels don't look as good as my later novels, but with practice, I honed my skills, and now I believe in my abilities. Now, there are things in my life like marketing that I'm not as confident in, but we always have a day one. And as long as we keep practicing, that confidence will come. That confidence and belief in ourselves comes from starting the action and being persistent in doing it. Because persistence and practice equals confidence. How many times people stop and they allow those thoughts in their heads like they don't have enough skills, they're unqualified, to stop them? How are they going to become qualified and how are they going to become capable of these skills until they actually practice? And procrastination is another reason people don't take action. A lot of times it's because it goes hand in hand with the next one, which is perfectionism. They think that things have got to be perfect, and they don't have to be perfect. Like I said, there's always going to be a day one. Even when you're making pancakes, that first one always comes out wonky. Your first drafts are always going to come out wonky, and you just got to learn how to edit and polish your skills. You just have to do it, because when we fear not being perfect, that's when we procrastinate. We decide we can't do it perfectly enough, so we are going to not do it, and we keep putting it off. Then we become overwhelmed. Feeling overwhelmed by the size and the complexity of the task can discourage action. People may not know where to start or how to break it down into manageable steps, which is why we need to prepare, we need to plan, and then we need to take action. So we need to learn all there is to know through audiobooks, podcasts, experts about what steps we need to take. And then we need to decide how we're going to take those steps, how we're going to execute those steps. That's the planning process. And then we're going to take action. We're going to break it down into manageable steps. And we just take one step and then another step and another step until we look up and we've already accomplished so much. And a lot of times people don't take action because they don't have clear goals. Without clear goals, specific goals, it's difficult to know what to take action on. This can lead to aimlessness and lack of direction. And it could also lead to focusing on the wrong things. And then there is insufficient planning. Not having a solid plan makes it hard to take decisive steps. People may feel lost or unsure about what to do next, which is why we've got the preparation period, the planning period, and then we take action. And then they fear change. A lot of times people will stay in a job until they're actually kicked out. People will actually stay in a place until it becomes unbearable. The reason they don't get out is because there is not enough discomfort. It's when we get to that point of discomfort, that point of we can't handle it anymore, that we make the change. We need to venture out of our comfort zones to go towards our goals. But if we don't make up our minds to go after our goals, despite the fear, we are never going to take action and we're never going to get to them. And then we lack resources. People will say, I can't build a business because I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have the skill, don't have that skill. But there are always ways to come and get those resources to start your business. And sometimes you don't even need those resources to start your business. That's just a blockage in your mind preventing you from taking action. And then we speak negatively to ourselves. Think negatively, therefore we speak negatively. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So whatever you think about yourself is going to come out of your mouth. We need to stop that negative thinking. We need to make sure that we are countering it with positive thinking. Make sure that you're keeping a victory log of 5 things you did good every day and 5 things you're grateful of every day, so that you can see that you're making progress. You have to believe in yourself. Nobody is going to believe in you unless you believe in you. So what are benefits of taking action? Well, one is the achievement of our goals, of course. You are never going to get to your goals without taking action. It just will not happen. There is no way for it to happen. It's your goal. You have to take steps towards it. One of the reasons we need to take action is because our goals will never be achieved if we don't. We will never build that business if we don't take action towards it. We will never learn how to play the guitar if we don't take action towards it. We'll never write that novel if we don't take action towards it. We have to take action in order to achieve our goals. And then once we do start taking action, it leads to increased confidence. Because once we take one step out of our comfort zone, then we will take another and another and another, and we will build momentum. And we will see that taking that step didn't kill us. In fact, it taught us something. If we failed, it taught us ways that we're not going to achieve our goals. But we pick ourselves up and we take the next step. So that leads to confidence, because even in the face of failure, we learned that we can get up, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and actually keep going towards our goals. And then that leads to personal growth, because personal growth not only encompasses our successes, but our failures as well, because it helps us build resilience and causes us to learn about ourselves, who we are, and who we want to become. And that leads to increased productivity, because once we start taking these steps, we're going to see the progress that we make towards our goals. And then we're going to overcome procrastination, because taking action breaks the cycle of procrastination, because we're actually taking action. We're doing something towards that goal. And it brings clarity and focus, because your first steps are going to be wonky. You're going to have failures, and then you're going to learn how to redirect your path so that you can, and redirect your plan so that you get to your goal quicker. So what are some ways that we can take action? One is by setting clear goals. What is it that you want to do? What is your vision? Do you want to have a home improvement podcast, a television show where you make over people's houses? Do you want to have a radio talk show kind of thing where people call you for advice? Do you want to write a best-selling novel? Do you want to go tour with your band? Do you want to meet your future spouse and have children? What is it that you want to do? Then we need to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals, the SMART goals. So it leads us into a clear direction. We need a specific goal. So I want to write a science fiction novel. I want it to be 60,000 words. That's specific. Measurable. I want to have the 60,000 words portion is measurable. And then achievable is that we break it down into 500 words a day, or we break it down into 250, or we break it down into 1,000 words a day. But we have a step to take every day. We take daily action on this goal. And then it has to be relevant. We have to want to do this. It has to be relevant to our lives. And we have to have a why. Why are we doing this? Because we're wanting to share our gifts and talents. We want to share the story with the world. We want people to read our writing. And we have to have it time bound, meaning like, okay, I want it done by this time next year. I want it done by June 15th, 2025. So we gave ourselves a deadline. So now we've got a smart, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound goal. We've got a SMART goal. So what is that goal for you? What is it that you want to do with your life? Where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 25 years from now? What is that goal that you want to do that if you don't do it, you're going to regret it when you're towards the end of your life, when you're 90 years old or you're 100 years old? What goals are you going to regret not doing? Then we need to break it down into tasks. Break that big goal, writing a novel, down to small tasks. Like, I want to write 250 words a day. I want to write 500 words a day. So we're taking daily action towards that goal. I find that if we're not taking daily action towards our goals, then we're not going to get there. There has to be some action that you need to take today in order to get you to that goal a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. We need to break down our big goals into manageable steps, and then we need to break it down even smaller into daily steps. And we need to create a to-do list. Every day, I want you to do something. I want you to take a Post-it note or a 3x5 card and write down the 3 biggest things you need to get done that day to get towards your goals. Writing the 1,000 words, learning the new song, writing a new song, even if it's just putting the time in to study about your craft, if it's listening to podcasts, if it's learning what steps you need to take by listening to audiobooks. Put in that time. You're going to want to set deadlines, assign deadlines to your tasks to create a sense of urgency and accountability. Also, you're going to want to put your head down and actually focus on it. So take a 90-minute period of time every day to work on your goals. Amy Potterfield calls it tiger time. That's the time where you focus on making your goals come true. So focus on writing that 500 words. Focus on learning about your craft. Focus on what steps you're going to take towards that goal. And then do that every day. Work on those big 3 items that you put on that Post-it note or that index card. And keep your head down, put your blinders on, and don't focus on anybody else but you during that period of time. Make sure your family and friends knows that you are not to be disturbed unless it's an emergency during tiger time. And then we need to make sure that we're setting those deadlines and we're creating that to-do list and we're developing a plan. We need to outline a step-by-step plan to reach our goals, including resources needed and potential obstacles. So we need to take that big goal, break it down into small steps, to smaller steps. And then we need to make sure that we have that plan outlined and that we're focused on step 1, get that done. Focus on step 2, get that done. Focus on step 3, get that done, and so forth. So we need a plan. We need to prepare. We need to listen to our podcasts, our audiobooks, and get those steps. And then we need to write down those steps and how we are going to actually execute them. And we're going to find the resources of how to do these things that we need to do. marketing your books. We're listening to podcasts on how to market. We're listening to audiobooks on how to market. We are writing down steps like list building and writing our magnet and putting up a website and how to attract people to come and download your freebie so that they'll be on your mailing list. We need to develop a plan, and then we need to take the first step. We need to take one small step and build momentum. So list building, we have to create our freebie. We have to create our lead magnet, and we need to put up a landing page, and then we need to drive traffic to that landing page so that people will sign up for our newsletter, sign up for our mailing list, so that we have targeted people who want to hear from us. So we're taking that first step. Then we need to eliminate distractions. So like during that tiger time, that 90 minutes that you're focusing on your goal, we need to identify and remove distractions from our environment in order to focus. Whether that means you need to find a place in your house where you're not going to be disturbed, a place that has no television, and your phone is in another location. We have to set ourselves up to succeed by making sure that our family and our friends knows that in this period of time, unless it's an emergency, do not contact me because I'm not answering you. That's why the phone has to be someplace else, especially if you're a parent, because you're going to worry about your children. And you're going to worry about what's happening at work if you got a 9-to-5 job. And you're going to be worried about what's happening around you, but you need to put your head down and focus, and we need to eliminate those distractions. We have to set ourselves up for success by putting the phone elsewhere, by setting boundaries with our family and friends, by not having the television there to tempt us. And then we need to use a timer. We need to implement techniques that help us focus. That's what I'm saying about the tiger time. So we set an alarm on the microwave that goes off when that 90 minutes are done. And we prepare ourselves for that 90 minutes. All of our resources are in this one location or maybe in a basket so that we can take it to tiger time. And we need to prioritize our tasks. So what is the most important thing to worry about right now? When? What's important now? What is important to move you towards your goal? What is going to move that needle towards your goal at this particular moment? What is that one thing that is going to get you towards your goal right now? What should you focus on? We have to do things that are going to make a significant impact. We can't do things that are busy work. We can't be focusing on things that other people say we should be doing, but is not going to move us towards our goals. We need to stay organized. We need to keep our workspace and materials organized to enhance productivity. That's why I said, if you don't have a place that you work every day when you're doing tiger time, get a basket and put all your resources in this basket so you can take it wherever you're going to work. And then we need to keep track of our progress, whether that's just taking a calendar and Xing out all the days that you've done tiger time and you've worked towards your goals, or if that's on your phone or maybe using an app, but we need to track our progress. We need to hold ourselves accountable. We can hold ourselves accountable through partners or apps or journals, and we need to make sure that we are committed to tiger time, scheduling it in our calendars, either on a physical calendar or in your phone. Set Google reminders to remind you of tiger time. But we need to make sure that we make a commitment, that working on our goals is a commitment that we have to keep, come rain or come shine, unless there's an emergency. Then we have to stay motivated. So if you do have an area that you do tiger time in, to work on your goals, then make sure it's set up to like play inspirational music and it has inspirational quotes all over the place on the walls, and that you can light a candle if that makes you more inspired. And there's things in that area that make you inspired. And then we need to learn to say no. We need to avoid overcommitting by saying no to actions and activities that don't align with our goals. And we need to visualize our success. So we need to imagine the successful completion of our goals to keep us in a positive mindset. And we need to seek out people who are smarter than us. What does that mean? That means that we hire people to do jobs that we don't like doing. Like, we don't like marketing, so we hire a marketer. We don't like doing social media, so we hire a social media marketer. We don't like cleaning the house, so we hire a housekeeper. We don't like doing these things, so we delegate it. Or we listen to podcasts and audiobooks, and we speak with experts. We go to their seminars and their classes on how to do these things more effectively. But we seek out people who are smarter than us to learn from them. We learn from our mistakes. Like I said before, taking action is going to lead to failure, but failure is going to lead to success. And we just got to get up, dust ourselves off, and learn from those mistakes. We need to stay flexible. So just because this is not the way to get to our goals and we failed at it, that doesn't mean that our goal is not obtainable. It means that that was not the right way to go about it. That means that all we got to do is keep failing until we hit on the way that does work. And we need to reflect and adjust. We need to set aside time to reflect on what is not working and what is working, regroup, and redirect ourselves. And that brings us to the end of today's episode on taking action. I hope you found our discussion insightful and are ready to apply these strategies to turn your ideas into reality. Remember, taking action is the key to unlocking your potential and achieving your goals. Whether it's starting small or making big moves, every step counts and brings you closer to success. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Anna Gail Lines podcast and leave us a comment. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners who can benefit from these insights. Don't forget to share this episode with friends, family, and anyone who needs a little push to start taking action in their own lives. Stay connected with us on social media for more tips, inspiration, and updates. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like to see us cover in future episodes, feel free to reach out. You can just put them in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, remember, the best time to take action is now. So get out there, take that first step, and keep moving forward.